What's up guys, Cliff here from the Sunday Drive. In today's video, we're going to show you how to change the bulbs on this 2022 2500 Silverado HD. All right, so welcome back to the channel guys. We are working on this 2500 brand new 2022 HD behind me, and this video should apply to all the 2020 and newer 2500s and 3500 Silverados and GMC Sierras. Today's video, we're going to be showing you how to change the bulbs, both the high and low beam bulbs on your truck. We'll show you what the bulbs are. The reason we're doing this change is this is one of our employees' truck and he wanted a whiter light. So we're changing out the stock halogens for the whitest halogen you can get on the market. You can go with xenons, you can go with LEDs, but then you run into a lot of issues with the light dispersion in a halogen designed housing. So if you want to get whiter, you can, but if you want to have the whitest output by not blinding the other people on the road and working with the housing that you got, this is the video for you. All right, so up top we have the low beam and down here we got our high beam. And this is actually a H11 bulb up top and we have an H9 bulb down for the high beam. All right, so for both the low and high beams, we decided to go with the Sylvania SilverStar Ultras. The H11s right here are for those low beams, and then the H9s are for the high beams. Now, these were the whitest standard halogen that you can get, at least that we could find. If you know of a whiter halogen, definitely leave that down in the description. These are 4100 Kelvin. Now, Sylvania does sell some ZXZ lights, and they do get to 4200 Kelvin, but they're a little bit pricey and you really don't get that much more. It's only an extra 100 Kelvin. So we decided to go with these more standard bulbs. And these are also the brightest and the whitest according to Sylvania, not us. The other ones, the ZXEs, are more for an aesthetic appeal. But we want functionality over looks. So this is what we're going with. Now these are obviously the base halogen housings. If you got the high country, you did have the option for LEDs. I'm not sure if some of the packages also included an option for an LED housing. You can retrofit that after the fact. It's not cheap, but it is possible. I know there's some aftermarket companies that make harnesses that will enable you to do that. There might be some coding and stuff like that that also has to happen. I'm not sure, but we're gonna be specifically just showing how to replace the halogen bulbs into the halogen housing in this video. Now to access the headlight, you don't need to pop the hood. You're gonna do it all right from your fender lining. The fender liner is held in by some T15 Torx screws. And we don't have to fully remove the fender lining. We just have to remove a few of these, and then the fender liner will push out of the way. And then right here you have a push pin clip. Just pop the middle out. And it pulls out. Those removed. We'll push that out of the way. And now you have access to your high beams and your low beams. So these are just rubber covers. If you just get your finger around it, it will just pull off just like that. So here's your high beam bulb. There is a tab on the right and a tab on the left. You gotta get those to release. And it's gonna be easier actually to unplug this in here and then remove the bulb. So I'm gonna take my hand now. You're not gonna be able to see as I'm doing this, but I'm gonna release that tab on the right and then also release it on the left. And it can be tricky because you hear it clicking possibly back in. When you got both sides released, you can pull the connection off. And then the bulb is going to twist counterclockwise and pull out. Now it's very important when working with any type of bulb, but especially halogens, not to touch the bulb itself with bare hands. The grease that you have on your fingers will actually degrade the quality of the bulb and cause it to fail faster than it would otherwise. So now if you do accidentally touch it or spit on it or do something to it, just take some rubbing alcohol and wipe it down. So these are the tabs that we had to push to the left or right to get that released. You can see the little clips on the bulb. To put it back together, it's actually a little easier to pull it out and push it in. It's a pretty tight connection. And then carefully feed it back in and then just put it at the same orientation that you removed it from. It's about a 45-degree angle counterclockwise. and then rotate it until it's pointing straight down vertically. And then just take your rubber cover and firmly seat that back in place. All right, high beam's done. Let's do the low beam. Same thing, just get your fingers on the outside edge and pull off the rubber cap. All right, so same thing, I'm twisting 45 degrees counterclockwise, and I'm gonna pull the bulb out this time.
Keep it right.
And this clip is a different style. You need to press this tab right here and then pull it off. So I'm pressing in on the tab where my thumb is. That's raising this part right here. And then you're able to pull the bulb out. The clip is right here in the middle. Get your new bulb, clip it in place, and then same thing. Now you might have noticed we didn't actually switch the high beams yet. It's because we didn't have the bulb in stock. So we will be going back and changing those out, but we still wanted to show the process for you guys. And same thing, going at the 45-degree angle that you remove the bulb, and then twist it till it's straight down. All right, so here's a left and right comparison. We have the old factory bulb on the left and the new Sylvania SilverStar on the right. Easily by the naked eye, I can see a much whiter on the right. If I had to guess, I would say the one on the left is probably 400 or 500 Kelvin less. I think it's about the best you're gonna do with a halogen. You can always go with, like I said, an LED or a HID, but you are gonna have weird light refractions and be blinding the other drivers on the road. So this is, I think, a good way to go to get the maximum light output that's designed for the factory housing. All right, guys, so that is how you change the bulb on your 2020 or newer 2500, 3500, and I assume the 4500 as well. Do they have a 40? I think they have a 4500 with this gen. So thanks for watching. If you have any comments, leave them down below. And as always, the parts, the bulbs will be linked down in the description. It really helps us out when you go through those and purchase. So thank you for doing that. And we'll see you guys back in the next video.